to another amazing day at fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret Carlton. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with the wonderful Nick Hunter, who I'm going to get on the screen at some point. There we go. Nick is here with us today. Nick is one of the best UI UX designers in the FileMaker business, if not the best, and we are very lucky to have him here today discussing intermediate and beginning UI design. So today we have FileMaker UI UX design intermediate for intermediate developers Wednesday and Thursday with Nick, which would be really awesome. Friday is SQL connectivity with the FileMaker MBS plugin with Christian Schmitz, which will be great. Monday will be virtual lists in FileMaker with Jonathan Ray. And then Tuesday, we're going to be moving on to the beginner's iPad UI UX design for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, which will also be really quite interesting. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to get our FM Training annual subscription bundle. It's 100+ hours of high energy video training content. Nick is the presenter, Rich is the presenter. Pretty much if you want to go from being someone who knows nothing about FileMaker to a relatively confident intermediate developer, please get our training that'll pretty much walk you through this. Nick, what are we doing today?
Okay, so hello everybody. So thank you very much for this wonderful presentation as usual. So thank you everybody. So and I was reading a comment on Discord, that's why. So about the balloon fist and stuff like that. So today is the day 2 of their UI UX for intermediate, right? So yesterday I introduced the concept of the wording, right? Using the right wording in the UI, right? So and I made a demonstration on many other applications in the market that it is important to use the right wording to avoid confusion, to make sure that people understand, right? And I pretty much I explain why we need to use verbs when it's all about actions, right? So yesterday we saw that, right? So today we are going to organize their layout. Okay. So I don't know if you remember if you didn't see the video for the beginners, right? The beginner course. I explained and I show that we present. So let me share my screen. We present things as a column. Okay. So why we do this? So why we present as a column? Because we always presented as a column. I used to to use a joke out of this. The first tablets, the God's commandments, okay, they were tablets and they were columns, right? So it's not new, right? So it's always be like this. When you read the newspaper, it's columns, right? Everything columns, and I demonstrate that Facebook is articulated as columns. Many websites, many applications, right? They articulate as columns. So let me bring back for who didn't see this video. So I'm presenting as a column, right? So we have one column here, we have another column here, we have another column here, and sometimes we can have another column here that we name that a drawer, right? That's a drawer, but it's a column, right? So it's a column, and then we have a toggle. Toggle, but they are columns. So what are we talking column? That's a column. That's that part here, and that part is a column as well, and this is a column as well, right? So this and this and this and this, they're all columns, right? We all agree like this, right? So it's not the same. It's not the only it's not the only one. You have this application here. This is it's a podcast, right? So we have column here, and we have the same column here, right? So and we have column here. So pretty much it's the same. It's the same articulation. So pretty much everything, all the apps that are databases, pretty much what is podcast? It's a database. I could easily build podcast with FileMaker. I can easily build this, right? With FileMaker. No problem. We can build this, we can build this, we can build everything, right? Because it's just retrieve, search, retrieve information, right? Out of a database. That's what it is, right? What is iTunes? It's the database. What is App Store? The App Store. It's a database, right? So we have columns, right? And here we have two columns, 1, 2, right? You see? And we have this like this, right? And if you see show all, we have two columns here. So we have one layout separated into two columns, but there are two columns. Something I want you to focus on here, right? It's what we call alignments. The alignments, everything is aligned, right? Everything is aligned. Alignments, if you don't use the alignment, you put a sense of poor execution. Okay, you don't convey any kind of quality. It's the difference between a cheap car and a McLaren, right? That's the difference, right? So you don't have the sense of quality. So here you can see we have 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, right? So and the alignments. So this is why there's no difference between this and this. There's no difference. It's database retrieving information and display it, right? So we organize FileMaker the same way, right? So it's important that you get the concept of column, right? Column and verticality. I know the boss will laugh at me. Verticality, column, and alignments. So this is what you need to keep in mind: the columns, the verticality, and the alignment. Okay. So here we have one column here, right? That is clearly separated. Okay. And here we have another column. Here we have another block that can be a column like this, right? Or it can be like 2, separated into 2 columns, right? So we have this, so this and this, okay? So we have 2 columns here. And so now you understand why we use column, because it's add clarity. So let's show another layout, right? So we have account. So we have the same type of organization, right? So we have a column here, 2 columns here, and sometimes only 1. So you can see that I don't have, it's not really different. I really want to do something like this. So you see here, right? We can have similarity with this, right? See the construction we have here is the same as here, right? You can see 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2. See, it's the same construction, right? So what we do with columns, right? And why we don't do horizontal, because I know, like, I don't know if I have the old FMSP layout here. I should have. Yeah, that I should have the old one. Yeah. So this here, it's, an old concept, right? Okay, at that point, that is a revamp of what we had in 2016. Okay, so this was just a facelift, like we call that, a facelift of the older version of FMSP. Okay. So, but you see the problem we have here. Okay. So that's it's a good opportunity for me to explain it to you why, okay, why it's not a good way to organize this. Because our screen, before, in 1980, we had 4x3 screen, you know, the CRT screen, you know, like the TV, they were 4x3, so they were pretty much squared. Okay. So now we don't have this type of screen. Okay. So we have screens that are much wider than taller, right? The width of the screen is much more than the height of the screen, right? Correct? So that's why this type of organization doesn't make any sense. Why? It's because we have no space here to display information. No space. Mira, look. Right. So here I'm using the verticality, not the horizontality. It doesn't make any sense to have this horizontal stuff to be across the why we have that. Why do we have this wide block here, right? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, you know, with the concept today, and if you look at layouts, you know, and it, okay, to be clear, I already cleaned that back in, I built this, right? So I can criticize my own work. I can do it. So, and it was already cleaned up based on what it was before. Okay. So, but we have a lot of things here. A lot of things. There's a lot of confusion here. First we have one bar here for the navigation. Then we have another bar here for another navigation. Then we have another bar here for something. Then we have another bar here, another bar here. So we have, instead of using verticality, we're using horizontality, which is not a good thing, right? So let's see the difference now. That's the same layout with the same thing. Note, contact, estimate, invoice. Note, contact, estimate, invoice. Right? The same. It's the same. But that doesn't make any sense. Right? This doesn't make any sense. And to be horizontal like this, the best way is to do something like this. So, first, we get rid of the navigation. So this bar here is gone. Okay. So before we go further, right, I want to explain why we must remove buttons. You know, look, how many buttons do I have here? Compare to how many buttons I have here. Right? So remove the button. Reorganize the objects. Like, for example, why the labels of the you know, the field labels are so prominent. Why? Doesn't need, right? Doesn't need, right? Doesn't need. A small one is enough. A small one, and I particularly like, because we're using the verticality, so we have more space, especially if you get rid of this. So we have much more space on the height. We have more space than on the width, you know. So that's why I can easily put this, right? I can put all of those vertically, like this, right? So the thing is, why this technique is not good? You become to have a problem. You start to have a problem when you do something like this. Because it will go when you do something like this. So here we have a problem. You have a big problem. You have the list here. So we are between the layout before and this layout, we added between this layout and this layout is the same, but we added this column here, right? So this column here, we named that a master detail, and I'm going to come, further on this master detail. I'm going to explain that in a minute. So we added a column here. So everything got compressed, okay? So now we start having problems because we have too many things on the width and we don't use the horizontals, the vertical. So, and the layout is completely unbalanced because we have a lot of verticality here because it's a list, which is by definition vertical. And then we cut this and we have everything horizontal. So in terms of design, this is an aberration. It's an abomination, like I said. In terms of design, we never built that. But unfortunately, I didn't have the choice to do that because we didn't have the time nor the resources to fix this. We fixed this in the next design, right? We fixed it when we built this design. Okay. So here you see the evolution. You can clearly see the evolution. We made it step by step. I remember we had an epic conversation with the boss, you can imagine. And I said, because I wanted to do that in one shot. And he said, no, we do that in multiple shots. Okay, no problem. So we did that in multiple shots. We first did this. Then we introduced the master detail technique. And then we fixed the verticality. So you can see here it's obvious that this is better than this design. It's more fluid. It's more, this doesn't make any sense. Right? So here it makes sense because now we have all the 8, not just half of the screen, a big, giant, wide button like this, like a bar, like a separate. Doesn't make any. This design is today when I see that, I'm scaring myself. So it's but this, right? This is a good design. And then what did we do? We fixed again this design, and we got rid of what is not necessary. So we got rid of many things. So first, I want to check if we have some question here on Discord. No? And outside, no?
No, I think we are good. I don't see any at the moment.
Yeah. Why the vertical, it's natural. It's for the same reason why a newspaper is vertical. Why a text is vertical. A book, you don't read a book like this, right? Don't have a book here, but you don't, let's pretend that a book, vertical, right? Vertical, shook. You don't read a book like this. You don't read a book like this. When you have your iPad and you want to read a book, you don't read like this, you read like this, right? you watch a video like this, but you read like this, and pretty much you are browsing website like this because you want the verticality, you want all the surface. You don't want just a small, wide. You understand? Okay. So and everything, so you know, piece of paper, text, vertical, right? A vertical and a line, right? So we apply the same technique. We apply the same technique on FileMaker for the layouts, the same as our newspaper, the same as our website, the same as I demonstrate, podcast, music, Apple App Store, and whatever you want, they are the same. And even if you open Skype, I have Skype open on my computer. Skype the same, and they're all vertical. And FileMaker, let's play. Look, FileMaker, column, right? I'm not, let's use FileMaker. So what do we have? Column, the same. So I'm not, I didn't invent anything. This is not Nick Hunter design. It's the worldwide, all the computer industry and software industry the same. We use column. So David Angel said something real. Okay, why this design here? It's a piece of problem. Let me bring back this. Let's say I want to copy this. I said, oh, I want to copy that. I want to reuse this in another software, right? In another layout or in another solution. And this is not account name. This is this is Northern California account name. So I have a problem. This is my problem. So what do I do with this? Okay. You say, oh, Nick, yeah, I'm doing this. But still, first of all, NC is North Carolina, Northern California, and the account name. So you say, yeah, okay, yeah, account name. Okay, cool. So that is your answer. That's the answer, right? First of all, that gives you the opportunity to bring back something. When you use abbreviation, don't create your own or don't reuse one well-known, right, for your own purpose. Like, for example, here, I didn't do on purpose, but NC is North Carolina. It's not Northern California. For every American, you say NC is North Carolina. It's not Northern California, right? So you can see you will say, oh, okay, you see, if you do something like this, maybe, but still, account name. So, what you do, it's not fitting, right? So you have to resize all of those because you want to keep the same or you do the worst of the worst. You say, screw Nicholas Hunter. I do my own stuff and I do like this. And then you break everything broken. Look this, looks good? No, it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't look good. So you understand what I mean. So now, you saw, let me, okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the right design. Okay. I'm going here and I'm saying, phone of Northern California. Okay. Okay, you got the point. I have absolutely no problem with the naming. I have all the width for the label. So that being said, I can copy paste this block. I said, oh, okay, I want a copy paste, another solution, copy from here, paste over there, remap, rechange the name of the label, bam, and you have your construction. You understand? Always I'm doing this. I say, oh, I need, let's say I'm saying, oh, I need three fields like this. Okay, I copy 3, I paste. Then I say, oh, I need 4. Okay, I copy 4, I paste. So, because doing this, you don't have to realign, redistribute vertically. You don't have to take care of all of this. That's why I create this design here, because I'm reusing. And that we call that reusability. This will be part of the advanced course, right, in 3 weeks, okay, in 4 weeks. The reusability and the thing like this. This being said, the verticality, the column. So why column? So it's because it's obvious, we have a column like this, then we have another column like this, and then we can, but you can change that, you can have, sometimes, I have 1 column here, 1 column here, sometimes I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, right? Sometimes I have only 2. Sometimes I have only this one and this one. I don't need that one. So why this articulation here? So why I build this? Because it fits pretty much 90% of the needs, okay? So that's why I build that way. Let me explain. This here is what we call master detail. I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. So pretty much it's the list where we can browse, search, sort, filter, where we can browse information. We can go to one, it's a list view. It's a condensed in layouts list view. And I can select, right? Switch from one record to another, right? So this is the master detail. Then we have here, this column here. This is where I'm displaying the data, the fields, the data of the current table. This table. Okay, so I am in the accounts. Those fields here are in that table. They're not related. They're not related. They are local. They are in that table. Everything here is in that table. And I'm using that technique all the time. And here we have all the related information, like the notes, they're related. The contacts related, you can see it's a portal, right? And here, the same, it's a related, it's not local, right? All of those are related records, related. So the list of the current found set, the local data, and the related data. This design I'm applying all across in every single of my solution, and it fits all the time. It fits all the time because that, I can demonstrate to you if you want. It fits all the time. You can, it could be the roof software of Scott Kane, or what's the name there? Retiree people, or one of my clients in Switzerland, a doctor, a cardiologist, right, is articulating the same way, everything. So because it fits everything all the time. And it's easy to use, easy to build, right? So that's why I keep it. And that's why I want to demonstrate it to you. So the column has another advantage, right? Is we can make sure that we have separated sections and it doesn't confuse the people, right? It's well articulated, right? A little bit like all the software I just show you, even what's the name? Discord is column, right? So now I want to bring back a little bit the master detail here. Oh, no, by the way, before we do that, because I want to do that at the end because it will do the transition for tomorrow. Here, if you remember, I told you that we really want, it's to, let me bring back, okay. Remove the unnecessary. So you say, okay, Nick, that's easy to say, but it's not easy to do. But I'm not saying remove. When we say, each time I'm saying remove, oh yeah, but I need my button. I said, I don't know. I never said that you're going to remove. So here, for example, remember yesterday I talked about the drawer system in the kitchen, right? So let's pretend, let's bring back this. In the previous design, we were showing pretty much everything on the layout, everything. It's like a pizza combo. You have everything in the pizza, okay? The pizza combo, bam, you have everything. Okay? But I don't want the pizza combo, right? So I want something much more organized. I don't need to have everything all the time displayed. I don't. We need to bring on the layouts what is the most important. Everything cannot be important, right? The same. Let's take an account, for example. What is important is the name and the type. And of course, the status. Then what is important, but a little bit less than this, is to communicate with that pop, So, and then when it's less important, much less important, it's to ship and, build and ship. Because you don't ship if you don't build. So it's logical, So you communicate. So that I want to bring to you that something must tell a story. Every time, right? Every time you do something, you present something on the layout, the flow you want to convey need to tell a story. It's Richard Carlton, a household that is active. We can call them at that number. We build them there and we ship. So we name them, we call them, we build them, and we ship them. That makes sense. Tell a story. The story makes sense, right? It's not like I'm shipping to somebody I'm calling, right? Because I don't know yet who. By the way, this is Richard Carlton, which we build. This story doesn't make any sense. Now, Richard Carlton, the household, which is active, which we can call that number to tell them we are going to build them and then ship them. That makes sense. So everything you do, you need to have a story in mind. A story, something realistic. Always. Okay? Like this here. We take notes of an account. We take notes. Then we have contacts of that person. Okay, we have contacts on this account. This account, okay, who is this account? Is this guy. Then we estimate and we invoice products and we do things for them, right? So using those products. So that's the story we have. We could have another story. I'm not saying that there's only one story, okay? You have to come with your story, but the story must make sense. Any story you come need to make sense. Otherwise, your movie will be a bad movie, and people will left the theater before the end, right? So your story must make sense, right? And you need to have a story, not only that makes sense, but a story that can help the people to have the hierarchy like this. That makes sense. We build them before we ship them, right? So that's why we have this, right? That being said, now get rid. So we saw the verticality, we saw the column, the column, and by the way, next week, that's the first day of the iPad, right? I will finally have a cool demonstration of why columns. Because that's the reason why all the software industry is adopting the column. The reason, next week, okay? So, now, getting rid of what's not necessary, okay? So everything cannot be important, right? So I'm not showing the address, So I'm not showing the address here. So this is how we handle this. We didn't have the time to do that in FMSP. So that will be for the next, the next version, the 23 or 24. But I don't want to display everything in the layout. I don't, I don't. So, and you need to have a good sense, a good sense. The good sense is, do you need to see the phone number? Okay. In 1970, we have a dial phone, right? The dial phone. So we needed to learn phone numbers, But in that time, I remember I was in France, the phone number was like 5 digits, right? So it was easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Now 10 digits. Maybe one day 12. And actually, who knows the phone number of your best friend? I don't. Who knows the phone number of your boss? I don't. Sometimes I'm forgetting my own because I never use it. I'm sending her, WhatsApp or Skype or whatever, right? So I don't know. And I don't care. What I do care, right, is that I want to be able to call it. Because now the computers are connected to the iPhones or to your Androids or whatever. So you can click there and the phone is dialing and chook. Okay, you can click here and it launches the FaceTime stuff. Okay, and so it's calling. So see, it's calling. It's making the call. Click FaceTime to get this call, to make this call. See? So I can make that call if I want. Who knows the email of your customers? Who cares? You want to send an email. You don't want to see the email. Do you want to see that all the time? Whether, all the time you need full time, you need the email of your customers, right? I don't know. I don't have email, but you know what I mean? Do you need an email? No, you don't. You don't. You just want to be able to send an email, click a button, and to visit the website. But you want also to be able to edit them. Okay, so you click, right? And so it will be for the advanced, version of the webinar in 3 weeks, right? So I'm going to explain that, how we do accordion, how we do things. This is what we call accordion, okay? It was named accordion. Is used in the software industry every time, or plenty of time, right? So I click here, and now I can edit, right? And I closed it, boom, open. And if I click here, this one we close and this one we open. And if I click here, this one we close. So you understand now, that we don't need to display everything. I don't want, question for you. How many times, and I asked the same question last week, how many times since the creation of RCC, the address of both offices we have in the Bay Area never changed in 30 years? It's always be Bollywood Drive, Boulevard, and De La Cruz Boulevard, always, in 30 freaking years, right? So why you want to have your real estate completely busy with the address? Why? Why you want this to be always in your front, in your face, editable, that I can do boom like this, oh, gone, gone, or you need a backup now, right? So why you want this? No, I want to know, oh, by the way, where's the billing address for that guy? Oh, it's the De La Cruz Boulevard. Okay. Okay, oh, where is it? Oh, show me on map, right? The De La Cruz Boulevard. So you have a button, show me a map. So you understand what I'm doing here? I'm getting rid of what is not necessary. It's not necessary to have those fields all the time. This is not necessary at all. It's not necessary. And here I have those, and I have the button. Here, when do I need the button? Do I need that the same as billing all the time? I'm asking. Do I need that all the time? Do I need that to be there and to have the risk of somebody will be clicking the button and get rid of the address, making mistakes? When you organize your layouts and when you get rid of the unnecessary, you are reducing the possibility of mistakes, and you are giving to your customer, to your user, a sense of confidence, right? And people are not idiots. They will come here and say, okay, new contacts, let's create a new one. Nick Hunter Ltd, okay? It's a company, it's active. And I'm putting the billing address, 123 Avenue 1, and city, I don't know, Los Angeles, and state CA, I don't know, 9000, yeah, okay. And I said country USA, okay, boom. And now I'm saying, okay, I'm going to go to the shipping address. Oh, okay, it's the same as billing. You see, the same as billing is inside the drawer, where it should be, and not in the face of everybody, ready to be clicked at all time, and to be completely, and to ruin your data. So you click here, boom, you have it. That's it. and you close your drawer, boom, and you have your address. That's it. And I got rid of the unnecessary. Okay. So let's continue with the get rid of the unnecessary. So I don't know if we have some question here. Marge, are you there?
We do. We've got two questions.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
What about the height of the row on related tables? Should the height be minimal?
No. There's no minimum. I mean, see, yes. Okay, okay. You want the rule on this? Okay. This here cannot exceed 3 rows, 3 lines. Each row cannot exceed 3 lines. If you exceed 3 lines, you are completely, confusing people. So that's the rule. Demonstration, go to App Store. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now I want you to see how Apple's doing. Because you know what I used to say? Why I'm not going to, so people say one of my customers said, oh, why you want to do what Apple said, what Apple do? Because Apple is spending billions and billions and billions of dollars every year in design, billions with the B, okay, to do the job. And I just go copy paste, and I'm saving billions and billions and billions of dollars. That's it. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I am pretty much following what Apple says in its design guidelines and principle, because they have billions of users with the B, right? And they have billions of return of experience, and they have gazillions of employees. They pay a fortune, I know, to do a job, and I just follow the rules, right? So, and I'm coming to you, and I'm going to tell you the rules for free, right? So, and you are making billions and billions and billions of savings because you listen to me. So 3 rows is the max, 3 lines. 4, you get people confused. And you must use a visual separation, a visual hierarchy. What is important? For example, here, you have a reminder that you are in arcade. You are in the arcade pretty much section. That's the name, and that is, the summary. So you have, and you see, this is black small, this is black bigger, and this is grayed out smaller, to have a sense of, to make sure that the user will get the priority and the hierarchy. So I'm using the same. I want something to stand out. I want the price to stand out. So I put the price on blue because I want to stand out. So I'm using my expression color to make something to grade out. Apple's doing the same thing. Look, bring your home puzzle, $4.99 blue, right? And here's the same. Bungalow claim with 4 posts, office furniture, $30. I have exactly the same. So you use, you use the colors, and you use the size, and you use all of this in order to give, in order to have kind of a purpose. Obviously, I want the name of the product to stand out, right? And I want this is secondary. And why I put that smaller? It's pretty obvious why I'm putting that smaller. It's the description, because by definition, I will have more information and I will display more information if it's smaller. You understand? So I'm using that for my own advantage. I can make it smaller. First, I make it grayed out. Secondly, smaller because it's secondary. And thanks to smaller, I'm putting more. So I have all the benefits. Okay? So before we go, I have some time here. Let's get rid of many other things. So you said you have 2 questions, right?
Yes, I did. Let me grab the other one. The other one is, how would you show the button if you don't have the contact's email entered?
Sorry. How I am showing the button? Very easy. It's great. Grayed out. It's not that I don't have email. So no email, it's grayed out. So if I get rid of the email here, yeah, but this is the demo, but here it works. No email, grayed out. Email, no grayed out. That's it, right? It's very simple. Not clickable. I'm demonstrating that in the next one. So for now, we talk about design. Okay, so, and I have only 3 days. So I will go further. In the next advanced one, we'll have more, I will explain more techniques. Okay, for now, I want just to stay in the intermediate section, right? Pretty much, I can show it. Pretty much it's 2 buttons. I have one version here, another version here. This one is empty the email. This one is not empty the email. One is showing, the other one is not showing. This one has a button with a script, and this one has a button with nothing. Do nothing. So it's pretty much, a button for showing. But I'm not showing the button. Right? So that's how. So how we can get rid of other things? If you look at design here, you see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have many buttons here. Many buttons. Here, where are they? Where are they? I have no buttons here. Where are they? Duplicate, print, label. When you do the right thing, look what you get as a benefits. First, here duplicate, and then we have a tooltip. Print, tooltip. Label, tooltip. Report, tooltip. That cool. That great. But the tooltip, you have no guarantee that the people will see the tooltip. You have absolutely no guarantee that the guy is going to see the tooltip. No guarantee. So I want to do something else. This. Cling. I have a drawer, right? And in my drawer, I'm putting my stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I add a new one because, FMSP. So duplicate, print, report, duplicate, print, report. And here we have a label section where we have the view address label and the print labels. So we have 2. And we have the delete button. Okay. So, and you see the advantage. The advantage is here we have a tooltip that maybe somebody will see. Here, we don't need a tooltip. So, because we have the text on layouts. Click here, click here, click here, right? We have a layout. We have a nice icon. Everything is well organized. It looks good, right? And we don't duplicate all the time. We don't print all the time. We don't click on report all the time. when we need it, we just, click here and, and we have it, right? So this is get rid what is not necessary, but I'm not saying that you need to get rid completely. Of course, I want my button print, but I don't need it in my face all the time. I don't, right? So I think if we don't have other questions, we're good to go.
Well, I think we're good. Thank you very much, Nick. Greatly appreciate it. We're glad to have you back tomorrow.
Yes, for the third and last. So tomorrow, what we talk about? So tomorrow we talk about a good topic, a large. So I'm going to bring back, because I unfortunately, I answered a question and I went a little bit far. Tomorrow I'm going to explain the master details, and we're going to talk about the navigation, right? So so that's tomorrow.
Thank you again, Nick. Look forward to having you back.
Thank you, and everybody, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.